So people could tune in and listen to Dan Bongino do that, which is super fun. Or they could turn on CNN, which has somebody who feels as vehemently as you do, but over on the liberal side, far left side, up and down the primetime lineup and the daytime lineup, but they say they're journalists, right? They masquerade as straight news people. And that brings me to Christiane Amanpour. Christiane Amanpour, who's, one of the faces of CNN. And she gave a graduation speech where she was at Columbia University, of course. School of Journalism, no less. Oh my God, like Roger's rolling over in his grave. Right. She goes over and she's, everybody at CNN is self-flagellating over that town hall with Trump, as you know. And I know you had him on your show since then. Yeah. But they're so mad at each other that they had this. They hate Chris Licht for agreeing to it. And I just want to give you a flavor. We cut a couple sound bites, but they're worth it. Here she is addressing the graduates about that town hall, SOT 1.
I understand that the town hall a week ago was for many an earthquake. I met with CNN CEO Chris Licht at our New York headquarters. My management believes they did the right thing, a service to the American people. I still respectfully disagree with allowing Donald Trump to appear in that particular format. I would have dropped the mic at nasty person, but then that's me. Maybe we should revert back to the newspaper editors and TV chiefs of the 1950s, who in the end refused to allow McCarthyism onto their pages. His influence gradually decreased with all but his fervent cliques and cults.
Okay.
Oh.
I would have dropped the mic.
It's so there's so much in there. So let me just start first by saying this. Noticeably, she leaves out the fact that the New York Times covered for the Soviet Union via Durante for decades while Ukrainians were being literally starved to death and buried in mass graves. The New York Times, it's a historical fact, it's not my opinion, was an active collaborator in suppressing the horrors of the Soviet Union. I don't notice how she mentions McCarthy, but she leaves the other side of that thing totally, completely out. But think about this. Now, let's put our heads on straight and not do the spinning Reagan exorcist-style head thing that she just pulled. She works at CNN, and she's got the cojones to be talking about journalism. Megyn, they promoted a pee-pee tape. Do you know what kind of a level 1 dipwad you need to be no matter how bad you think Donald Trump is, to believe there's a tape of him getting peed on that one has seen but the Russians? It's amazing. And the tape was being used to steal an election while he was giving Putin back rubs. You have to be so freaking stupid that in a draft lottery of idiots, you're the number 1 pick. And they promoted this thing for 5 years. And Christiane Amanpour, who, by the way, if you've never seen her getting wrecked by Liz Harrington on her show about this stuff, it is epic. I suggest you put it in a search engine. That she dares to complain about Trump being on a network who could very well be the Republican nominee while working there. And then one more here. I got a prop for. I don't usually do props, but check this out. This is the receipt of the Hunter Biden laptop. After they fell for the PP tape that didn't exist, they told you that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. The freaking laptop was signed by Hunter Biden with Hunter Biden's address, with Hunter Biden's phone number, with emails from Hunter Biden by a guy who ID'd Hunter Biden with a computer that had a Biden family sticker on it that the business partner said were authentic emails. And they said, nah, that sounds like it's Russian to me. And you're lecturing us about journalism at the Columbia School of Journalism? Listen, ma'am, with all due respect, you got a cool accent. Sounds terrific. Go sit down. Hard pass on your advice on. That's why I tell her, I'm not a journalist.
Yes.
I'll never be a journalist. I don't want to be a journalist because of people like her. And what an embarrassing speech.
That nonsense about how I would have dropped the mic and walked away if he had called me a nasty woman. Bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah. You're on the national stage. You're hosting the CNN town hall. Who is she kidding? She would have needed to say her face on TV too badly to actually do that. She just wants to sound tough because, of course, as we both know, the 7-foot center does not tell you how tall they are, right? It's like she's got to sound it because she actually doesn't do it. and she's riding high on her reputation of old when there was no competition in the business. Now, here's another one, because this is so fun. She decided that the town hall audience, of course, was disgusting because it was all Republicans from New Hampshire, and people couldn't get past the fact that they laughed at Trump's humor, and when he made fun of a sexual assault victim. Here's just a little bit of her thoughts on that and SOT 2.
I believe it is our home, and therefore there is plenty of town hall and presidential and other televised debate precedent to insist that our invited guests behave themselves. Chris Lick told me he agrees that the execution was lacking a little, and that I am sure we will not witness that same appalling behavior in future town halls.
I mean, again, with the left, you hear this all the time, right? Believe all women, right? It's like a hashtag, believe all women, which is fascinating because Tara Reid comes forward and says, I've got some serious allegations of getting groped by Joe Biden. You know, this is like really serious stuff. No, we don't want to talk about her. The weirdest thing.
They ruined her.
And my principles, I've actually defended Cuomo on this, Andrew Cuomo, not because I like him, but because as a former law enforcement officer, I don't believe all women. I believe all evidence. There is a difference. You don't believe all. What is believe all women? What if a woman comes forward and throws out some story about I was, Joe Biden sent me to Jupiter on an excursion out there to go find more tax dollars for Jupiterians. Believe all women. You believe evidence. You believe evidence. If you can, by
the way, Dan, we just had a woman on Stanford University campus who accused a man twice of raping her, of like kidnapping her in the parking lot, dragging her behind closed doors or down into a basement, saying that he raped her. It was terrible. They didn't reveal it was the same woman accusing the same man who just magically raped her twice in 2 months. It was all a hoax. She tried to ruin this guy's life. We still don't know why. Believe all women is nonsense.
Believe evidence. You're a lawyer, Megyn. People do things all the time. They're motivated by all kinds of intentions you have no idea. People used to walk into the precinct and say, hey, listen, this guy next door to my house is slinging crack. You find out later, they had a civil dispute over a fence in the backyard. The guy was doing no such thing. You believe evidence. In a civil society, in a functioning constitutional republic, you believe evidence. You do not try a case on someone's word just because they said it. And Donald Trump, regardless of anyone's personal feelings about him, I know the guy differently. And I get it. Like the tweets, we could clean up a lot of stuff. That's for another day. You want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. I don't really care. I'll talk about anything. But I know the guy differently. The guy has every right to say, I don't know this person. Mm-hmm. I don't know this person. Can you provide me any evidence? She couldn't even name the year. So Christiane Amanpour's suggestion is he shouldn't be able to defend himself in a town hall. He should just say, no, I'm guilty, even though I'm not. That's absurd. What kind of society is that?
You're 100% right. And the thing about the sexual assault allegations is so galling because Trump has denied it from day one. And it's as if the jury, a civil jury, where the standard is 51% more likely than not, did he do this? A jury said, okay, yeah, something happened between them. Like he assaulted her in some way, but no rape. So that's all we have. We don't have a criminal conviction. We don't have beyond a reasonable doubt. We have one jury in a borough that went 87% for Joe Biden that said, okay, I think it's more likely than not that he did something to her. That's it. So they want Trump to go out there and cry in his soup. What they want is, I guess, I respect her. I think she believes it. My heart goes out to all sex. No, he's like, she's a liar. He behaved totally consistent with a man, guilty or innocent, who is saying this person is a liar and is to be mocked. I will mock her because the story is mockable. And the audience clearly believed him. So they didn't think they were mocking a sexual assault victim. They thought they were laughing along with him at the absurdity of the story as this woman told it. I know many of you make money freelancing or running a solo small business. You probably love the flexibility and control, but hate the crushing busy work. You could hire a bunch of different people, like a CPA, a bookkeeper, even an attorney, and end up paying thousands of dollars a month. Or you could use Collective. Collective is an all-in-one financial solution for freelancers, contractors, and self-employed entrepreneurs. Collective handles all of your corporate formation and compliance paperwork, your taxes, your bookkeeping, your accounting, even your payroll. If you've already made money this year, but you don't have an S-Corp election, right now through June 30th, Collective can save you thousands on taxes in 2023 because they're able to backdate your S-Corp election to January 1st. In fact, Collective members save on average $10,000 per year on taxes. Act before June 30th to save potentially thousands of dollars in 2023 taxes. Go to collective.com to save on taxes this year and have someone who knows what they're doing handle your setup, accounting, bookkeeping, and taxes, even your personal taxes. Collective.com and tell them Megyn Kelly sent me. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.